Hello and welcome on Sport Update on Trust TV. I'm Adini G. Shafe. We'll be taking you around the world of sport and what's happening. Well, attention has been on women football. After all, the Nigerian Women Football League Super 6 actually started today over there in Asaba, Delta State, where all the teams are fighting to see who will win this year's NWFL. And the winner will be going with 10 million naira, while the runner-up will be going with 5 million, and also the top place will get 3 million. Well, right now the battle is on and it's over there in Asaba, Delta State. We have Ahmad Emmanuel who will be joining us from Asaba to give us updates concerning what's happening. Ahmad Emmanuel, good evening.
Beautiful evening to you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, let's talk about Nigerian Women Football League Super 6 taking place in Asaba. Right now, you are there and give us update. Let's start from what's happening right now.
Well, at the moment, I think, a lot of people will testify to the fact that, we're having the best of female football, you can compare it to any other, female football standard in the world. I want to believe that it can only get better anyway. At the moment, Delta Queens are slugging it out with Conference Queens FC of Lokoja. And before the game, a lot of people will probably tip Delta to have it easy. But trust me, it's not the way a lot of people, thought it would be. Of course, Delta Queens, you cannot rule out the quality. Just like Bender Insurance FC of Benin, they went unbeaten in the regular season. So that actually speaks a lot of volume. However, the Lokoja landladies came into the game. A lot of people saying, well, if nobody could stop, Delta Queens during the regular season, of course, they did not meet with Conference Queens. Maybe Conference will create an upset. That's the way a lot of people put it. But right now, it's a balanced game, and trust me, it's also exciting to watch. As far as this one is concerned, and it's getting more tough and more interesting. And we can only wait to see how it's going to end much more later.
Okay, from your own side, even though you mentioned Delta Queens unbeaten, just like the way Bender Insurance have been doing in the men's version of football in Nigeria, do you think Delta Queens have what it takes to at least win this particular game against Conference Queens?
So far, so good from my own observation. I think I'm going to leave it at 50-50. From what I've seen, the coach White of going down to the side talking about Conference Queens FC are actually holding their own. They want to prove bookmakers wrong. It's a different ball game. It's not like the regular season, just like what we're experiencing right now in the MPL, talking about the Nigeria, Premier League Super 6 in Lagos. Bender Insurance, probably a lot of people will think by now they will be, up and doing. Probably, they will start on a very much, a higher note, impressive note, but they've recorded 2 draws so far, and for me, I don't see them winning the, league title. However, the Super 6 playoff is something that a lot of people, pundits, have actually questioned. Why? People are thinking it's a way that, it's like you're cheating other teams, Bender Insurance, for example, if they fail at the end of the day to lift the MPL title, and then a lot of people will say, oh, well, for a team that went unbeaten 18 matches, what happened? And for teams like maybe Enyimba, Rivers United, who might maybe somehow eventually emerge champions, a lot of people will see it as a cheat. But then that's the way it is in this part of the world. I want to believe that those at the helm of affair will look into it and do the needful. Let's have the league play the way it should be done, just like we're having in England, in Germany, in France, Spain, just name it. However, back to this game, I don't really see, Delta Queens humiliating. Let me put it that way, humiliating Conference Queens. Even if there will be, I don't see it as something that a lot of people thought it would be.
Okay, good one there, Ahmad Emmanuel, giving us update concerning the match between Delta Queens, who are unbeaten in this tournament, before the Super 6 against Conference Queens. Now, let's digress a bit. Let's talk about the match played earlier. That's between the Rivers Angels and FC Robo Queens of Lagos. I call them the R teams, and it ended in favor of Rivers Angels. We need an update concerning that match. We're there.
The Angels actually flew high, above the Queens from Lagos. The ladies stood up by Coach Emmanuel Osaho, came into the game with a lot of optimism, but they will probably dismantle Rivers Angels. But then when the game started, it wasn't the same thing. The story actually changed. Two separate half goals actually gave Rivers Angels that lovely win. The first goal was awesome, superb, well taken, from Chiamaka. Okay, Chuku, I hope I get that second name correctly. And then the second half goal came off the boot of Oka Adaobi, and that was how the girls from River State did the needful by pocketing the maximum 3 points. And let me tell you something, there was a downpour when the game was on earlier, and I want to believe that Coach Emmanuel Osahon probably will blame the defeat on that. But then people will say, well, or argue. But of course, the downpour did not affect only your team. We have 11 against 11. So if you're blaming the defeat on the downpour, then you have to go back and make some review, probably ask some questions, But having said that much, Osahon was actually boosted with the availability of, Esther Onyeneside, who is just coming back from the Wafu B female corps, and she did very well in that tournament. But then, for me, I want to fault Osahon for starting Onyeneside and even playing the entire duration of the game. She looks so tired. I want to believe that actually contributed to the defeat, because a bunch of the players are relying, on her, because she's a very exceptional player. But then, she's human, and fatigue somehow can actually, contribute to that defeat. Having said that much, it was a good game, really. FC Robo Queens also had a chance. They failed to take it. But then Rivers Angels pocketed the maximum 3 points, and now they are so good to go, because first match, as far as this one is concerned, if you look at the way and manner, the fixtures, or should I say the tournament, is being arranged by the NFF in conjunction with CAF, it's more of win the first game, and then you're guaranteed 80% to land in the final. And so Rivers Angels will be waiting, and of course they are super excited now. They're in high spirit. After the game, they were everywhere chanting and singing. But I want to believe that, it's not all over yet. But then all of the teams in this competition, they have the chance to lift the trophy. It doesn't really matter how it goes. You cannot judge now. But again, I want to tell you that if you win your first game in this Super 6, then you are so good to go. 80% good to go, because the two top teams will clash in the final, and the runners-up will also face each other to fight for the bronze medal. I remember 10 million naira is at stake.
Well, just like you mentioned, 10 million naira is at stake for the winner. Now, looking at this competition so far, Rivers Angels, FC Robo Queens 2-0, and right now ongoing Delta Queens, Confluence Queens. Now we have two teams, Bayelsa Queens and Edo Queens, who will also be locking on, but that will be for tomorrow. Right now, you look at those two teams, the Edo Queens and the Bayelsa Queens of this world seems to come from the same location, almost the same geographical location, that's south-south, and they'll be facing themselves. Don't you think that will be too much of an action?
Yes, before I talk about the action proper, let me pick something from what you just mentioned now, South-South. I think something beautiful is happening in the South-South. Rivers Angels, Delta Queens, Edo Queens, Bayelsa Queens. Come on. It's more like they are dominating, they're taking over. Now, the only team that comes from the other region is Confluence Queens. Kudos to them. Now, talking about the game proper, well, rivalry, if you say, you'll be correct, because all of these teams are highly motivated. Rivers Angels, Bayelsa Queens. You remember Bayelsa Queens represented the country in the last maiden edition of the CAF Women Champions League, and of course, whoever wins this one will also represent the country, the continent of, should I say Champions League, the Women's Champions League in Africa. Now, Edo Queens, if you look at the way they've been motivated, just like Bendel Insurance FC with the deputy governor, kudos to him, taking over, being in charge, it will tell you about, look, these girls are also coming to make a statement. They are not coming here to, sell granite or money, like people will say. So it's going to be a super cracking one, trust me. A very, very exciting game to watch out for, if you ask me.
Exciting game to watch out for. Been talking with Emmanuel Ahmad, joining us from Delta, precisely in Asaba, giving us updates concerning that game. Even though, although for men in Lagos, we know that right now Enyimba seems to be having an edge over other teams. But surprisingly, Bendel Insurance, despite the fact they have not been able to win, but they've been drawing and they are yet to lose so far, even in the Super 6. What's the secret? Well,
I think I mentioned something earlier. Motivation. Check the pay, check the equipment. The team are equipped. Like I follow this team, they stream virtually all of the matches, except if there's glitches, they stream it. It's a personal thing they've taken upon themselves to do. This is highly motivating for any team in this part of the world. Matches stream with top-notch standard, quality, then the players are well paid. Remember, the same payroll that the men are actually put on, the same payroll is what the women are also taking home, So I think Edo is doing something different, and a lot of people should emulate them. But then, picking 2 draws in the Super 6, well, one will still say they are still unbeaten. Kudos to them. But then, in the Super 6 now, 2 draws will not give you, very good result, because from the look of things right now, I want to believe that Bendel Insurance will start thinking of how to go on and win the Federation Cup and represent the country in the continent of Africa, maybe in the CAF Confederation Cup. But again, kudos to them. Like I said, if every other state can emulate, what the Edo State, led Philip Schweible is doing, to help this team. At the point in time, he was even registered as one of the players. He was fully involved. He goes to the training ground, interact with the players, ask some questions. It's a morale booster. What more can you say that will give any team a top-notch, inspiration to go and deliver? So for me, it's a good one for, Bendel Insurance FC. And of course, if they end up not picking the MPL trophy, but then still end up not losing, I think the NFF should award them specially. Something superb should be given to them. It's so superb. They've had an awesome season. I just must give it to them.
A good one there coming from Ahmad. But Ahmad, before I let you go, just let's rub mine concerning the fact that when it comes to football this season, it seems to be short but very exciting in the Abridged League for men. And also we've seen what happened concerning women football. IMC and the NWFL led by Aisha Fallo, the IMC led by Benga Elegbeleye, they really try to see how they can change Nigerian football. And a lot of Nigerians are happy for the fact that, yes, we may not be there yet, but it seems to be getting better. NPFL now will no longer be NPFL next season. From next season, it will be NPL, Nigerian Premier League. And things are really changing in Nigerian football. We're trying to see how timing is essential now. According to NFL President Ibrahim Gusso, that they want to meet up with CAF calendar. And really, that is happening now. It seems we have a new wind of change.
Yes, definitely. And I want to believe also, kudos to the IMC, like you mentioned. Honestly, they did massively well. Nobody will believe that our league could be this better after experiencing some very ugly moments in the past. Trust me. If you watch the Super 6 on TV, you'll be happy. You'll be so proud, like, oh, wow. So we can have something like this. And, there's something I really want to mention as well. When you look at what the IMC has actually done, they also ensure that there's sanity, in the officiating. Those that are taking charge of the whistle, I think they've been talked to, and there's a little bit of fairness in terms of officiating. Now, many a time when you have matches, or should I say fans encroaching the pitch, creating problems, it often comes from the officiating. And that, I think, is also being balanced a little bit right now. It can only get better anyway. And talking about meeting up with CAF calendar, I think that the NFF led by Ibrahim Gusso, like I said, really want to do something differently now and ensure that maybe, just maybe, we won't be having an abridged format of league anymore. It's somehow, for me, I do not like it, Like I said, look at the Super 6 now. Bendel Insurance, like it or not, if they even fail to go, if they fail to go on protest, I will be surprised, because they will see it as a cheat. They've had awesome season and they failed to win the MPL or MPFL, as we call it. A lot of people ask questions, But again, I want to believe that maybe by next season we'll surely have a very smooth calendar, beautiful fixtures, and then we'll meet up with CAF calendar, and then we're good to go.
A good one there coming from Ahmad Emmanuel from Delta State, precisely in Asaba, who has been talking, giving us updates concerning the NWFL while we digress to the men's football. Emmanuel, you've done a wonderful job there. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thanks a lot. The pleasure is mine.
Good one. We've been talking with Emmanuel Ama there, giving us updates from Asaba. Well, right now, a big one there for Rivers Angels. They can still continue to ride on that roller coaster because of the fact that they won their first game against FC Robo Queen of Lagos 2-0 in favor of Rivers Angels. And now we see what's going to be happening concerning Delta Queens, unbeaten before this particular Super 6. And now they are facing Conference Queens, who right now are always trying to do how they can at least better their low ones that are coming, that they could make it at the expense of the likes of Nasarawa Amazons, perennial team that always participate in this competition. But this season, they are out of it. But for Conference Queens, let's see what they need to, at least what they have to offer in the competition. For Edo Queens and Bayelsa Queens also, what can they do? Because the two teams will be facing each other, and the next game that will be coming up, that will be tomorrow. But really, it's been a wonderful time for the fact that our ladies are happy, playing out their heart and mind over there in Asaba for the competition. NWFL Super 6, just like the men are doing in Lagos. NPFL Super 6 at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena in Lagos, where teams like Eyimba, Sunshine Stars, Remo Stars, not forgetting Bende Insurance, the invisible team who are yet to lose any game this season, both in the Abrig League and also in the Super 6. A lot of teams are trying to see how they can at least defeat Bende Insurance, but really they've been very invincible in this tournament. You can't take it away from all the teams participating. It's a tough one, but the winner will be going home with 100 million naira for the men, while for the women, the winner will be going home with 10 million naira, while the runners-up go with 5 million, and the top position will get 3 million naira there. Just to give you update concerning those activities concerning Nigerian football, well, for men and also for women. Right now, we need to quickly give you update concerning what's happening in the other sport. We should talk about football right now before we go to handball. But in football, women Wafu B for Falconet make team of the tournament. We saw what happened to the ladies. They were in Ghana, over there in Kumasi. They fought their way through, winning all their games. But at the end of the day, against Ghana, the host nation of Wafu B, they lost out on penalty shootout. A tough one for them after performing excellently well, beating the Niger Republic, Burkina Faso and Togo, and not forgetting the fact that they also face Benin Republic. But right now, they lost out on penalty shootout against Ghana, the host nation. But after that, CAF deemed fit to at least 4 Nigerian players among the 11 best players that make the tournament. Let's look at those players that actually make that particular squad. Now, looking at the 11 of them, they are from the goalkeeper, the Ghanaian goalkeeper, who really shone like million stars. That's Ameyaku. Ameyaku is the goalkeeper of the tournament. You have Fatimata, the defense line, Fatimata Chinyere. We have Kulebu and also Yeboah. If that name rings bell, you remember Anthony Yeboah, who plays for Ghana as at that time. Right now, we have another Yeboah, a lady playing for Ghana also. We also have Onyenezide, a Nigerian player who right now is also playing the Super 6. Onyenezide Esther represents Nigeria there. You have Nyameke from Ghana, Ameya also from Ghana, not forgetting Sebastian Florence, but Sebastian really doing so well when it comes to goal scoring. She made that squad, and also not forgetting Chinyerem, the defender, who also made that call there. Adel Cabrain from Burkina Faso, and have Esther Ajakaye making the cut. She scored 6 goals in the tournament, and right now celebrating the fact that she actually came top among the goal scorer in that particular tournament. Just to give you update concerning the top players that play at the tournament, the best 11 of the tournament. Congrats to Team Nigeria. We have 4 of them, and for Ghana, they have 6 players making that particular court there. Congrats to Ghana, hosting and winning the competition. It's a plus for them, and this is the first time that they'll be hosting the competition. And right now, the first time that the events will also be coming up, and they actually won it there. Congrats to Ajakaye, Sebastian, Yenizide, and Chinyerem, who also made the cut. Quickly, we move away from that particular story. Let's talk about handball taking place in Owerri. That's in Imo State. 2023 National Division 2 Handball League Day 1 results, where Oluyole Spikers, if you say Niger Brasserie 2, saw the VC winning that particular game there. They won 3-0 in that game against Odogu Spikers. Odogu Spikers lost that game. Safety Spikers new against Live Camp Volleyball Club, who actually won 3 sets that they played. Good one for Live Camp Volleyball Club. And you have Ajasheko Volleyball Club losing against Imo Spikers. Imo Spikers, after all, they are the host of the competition. Olalomi Royal Volleyball Club 3-1 against Adamawa Spikers, who came sore, but they couldn't conquer. They lost that game 3-1 against Olalomi Royal Volleyball Club there. Just to give you the result of the games that I play in the day 1 of the 2023 National Division 2 Handball League. A good one for all the teams that participated, and just to give you update in those games. Now, quickly, we move away from there. Let's talk about boxing now. Boxing for a while now. Anthony Joshua has been trying to see how he can come back to be world champion after losing out his bet against Alexander Usyk. But right now, he will be facing the likes of Dillian White in a rematch. The first time they met, he was able to win that encounter in the heavyweight category because Dillian White had earlier defeated him when they were not pro. But right now, he wants to get a rematch, and they've actually offered a letter to Dillian White camp, waiting for that particular letter to be replied by Dillian White. Although Dillian White is saying, well, he's here to receive that. But according to Eddie Ann, the promoter that takes the issue of Anthony Joshua to his heart, is saying, well, we've offered Dillian White that particular offer to box Anthony Joshua by August 2023. And if everything goes well, that fight will be seen the light of the day, and we want to see a rematch there between the two Britons, Dillian White and Anthony Joshua, who will be trying to see how he can at least use this particular fight to fine-tune himself. If he's able to win, he could be fighting Deontay Wilder, the one they call the Bomber. The Bomber is ready to also fight Anthony Joshua. That will be in December. Let's see how it's going to pan out between these 3 fighters. Anthony Joshua versus Dillian White, and also Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. If everything goes well, you could be having those 2 fights. And from the way it is, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, is also knocking at the door to see how he can fight against Anthony Joshua, because he said, well, right now, that's the biggest fight that the whole world wants to see. Although his own fight against Alexander Usyk, we are still waiting to hear concerning that, even though Usyk said he's ready anytime Tyson Fury accepts that particular fight. He wants to fight against Usyk to unify all the 4 belts, at least having 3 with him, while Tyson Fury is having the World WBC, that is WBC belt is with him, World Boxing Council belt, while Usyk is holding 3. We wait to see update concerning boxing, Joshua, Dillian White, Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and also we wait for that. Away from there, quickly, let's talk about some transfer story before we wrap it up. Tottenham Hotspur right now, they've confirmed Ankpul Testooglu as the new manager in a 4-year deal. He will be with them for the next 4 years. Everything goes well. You know, it's always a tough one with managers who doesn't do well with clubs. Easily, they are let go. But right now, it becomes the 4th manager after the sack of Pochettino to take over in that club. We had Jose Mourinho, not forgetting the man that also left recently, that's Antonio Conte, being the coach of that club. But right now, we will be able to add more spot. The Australian Postecoglou, who did well with Celtic twice. He actually won the Scottish League with them. He started late in a poor performer, but he later picked up and he was able to win the league for Celtic. Well, a former player also from Australia, but right now the man is the head coach of Tottenham Hotspur, Danny Levy, deeming fit that they want his man and they got him. News were earlier mentioning Julian Nagelsmann, but right now they have offered to stay with Postecoglou, who will be with them for the next 4 years. What will he be bringing to the table? What will he be offering that club called Tottenham Hotspur, who right now are trying their best to see what they can do after they sack Jose Mourinho and also Nuno Espirito Santo before they got Antonio Conte? All did not work out, but right now they got the person they want, and we see how that will work out if truly he will be able to save Tottenham that particular trophy they've been looking for. They want to win trophy and they want to get it. Although we don't know yet if Harry Kane will be staying, because offer is coming left and right from Manchester United, Real Madrid, all gunning for him right now. And this other 2 stories says Leicester City confirmed exit of 7 players on transfer, on free transfer. The 7 players that will be going on free transfer from Leicester City. Let's look at those players quickly. And right now, you have Kaglaso Yunku of Turkey, Yuri Telemans, Daniel Amate, Nampalis Mendy, Ryan Bertrand, and Ayoze Pires, not forgetting the Brazilian Tete, who also joined those players. 7 of them that will be leaving Leicester City. They won't be there for next season. And this one has to do with Chelsea. Chelsea to focus on signing Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo after missing out on Ugarte. Ugarte right now has already decided to play at least pitch his tent with PSG of France. And Chelsea are saying, well, we miss out on Ugarte, we'll be going for Moises Caicedo there. Congrats to Ugarte joining PSG. But for Chelsea, they want to get this Ecuadorian player who plays for Brighton. And if everything goes well, it could be moving to the Stamford Bridge. That will be it on Sport Update. Vela had Emmanuel Ahmad will give us update from Delta State, capital that's Asaba, and also giving you update concerning all the other stories in the world of sport. I'm Adeni Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.